Hi and welcome. Today we are traveling to beautiful Provence to paint this glowing red poppy field with a charming farmhouse in the background. We'll follow step-by-step instruction from my book Watercolor Trip to France and use professional quality paints that are rich in pigment and perfect for this vivid landscape. In this lesson, you will learn how to use masking rubber to protect highlights, apply wet on wet technique for soft and natural looking trees, and create warm and cold contrasts to bring depth and atmosphere into your painting. I will put the instruction on the right side, and I have already taped the paper from the book, so you see it is in the book. Here you have 2 tries, 2 attempts. I didn't cut it from here, so I have it. I will put it here, already taped. Let me shortly show you the paints that I use. It's professional level, highly pigmented hues. I have them all them here. I will be using them in all my lessons. Let's get started. For the first step, we'll be using masking rubber. I'm gonna shake it a little bit, and to highlight the places for the flowers and to add some gaps between the trees and to protect house from covering it with colors. I think we'll not be using the masking rubber for houses. I will apply masking fluid on windows from in the houses, and I will put it on the flowers on the field. First of all, I'm gonna give some color to the masking fluid. I take yellow color, mix it with water. I take enough water, and I'm just mixing it here to give it a color. Yeah, that's all. So now I will apply masking rubber on the flowers. I'm already forming the shape for the flowers. So then later, when I rub off the masking rubber, they will have this beautiful flowers silhouette. The best way to paint them naturally and to create a composition is to spread them randomly. The gaps between the flowers shouldn't be the same. So I'm not trying to think about flowers, I'm just relaxed and applying the masking rubber in some particular places. Of course, you can put it exactly like on the reference photo, or otherwise you just put them randomly, because in nature it's not so organized. So I'm adding many flowers, creating many shapes. It is just a nice, relaxing, inspiring process, meditative process, I would say. The flowers in the middle ground, they're smaller. The biggest are in the foreground. Just spread them randomly. Oh, it's too big here. Okay. Later I'll correct it. The field is almost finished. The forest flowers are the smallest, so I'm just making the dots. Randomly. I still have some masking rubber. Okay, I think it's enough. So now I will cover windows. Well, let me find. And the chimney here as well. Okay, perfect. Now give it like 10 minutes to dry. It's important that masking fluid dries well, and then we can paint. And also important to wash the brush with warm water and soap. Okay, the mask is already dry, so we can start painting from the sky. Then we will make trees wet on wet, and then we proceed to the field. First of all, I will mix the color for the sky. I will make a mix of ultramarine, alizarin, and a little bit of yellow ochre. Yeah, it has this beautiful color close to gray. I think it's enough. So the next step, I will pre-wash the area, sky area and the trees. I'm just adding water here. And try not to cover the space inside the house, inside these lines. I'm just covering all this space here. Okay, almost ready. And I will pre-wash this area also a little bit. Yeah, now I can start with painting the sky. Adding ultramarine. And a little bit of yellow ochre closer to the ground, to the horizon. It's not so important to create anything on the sky because the main player here is poppy field, so better I will concentrate on the poppy field. Just a few brush strokes, and it should be not intense, the color of the sky. It's kind of a little bit gray. I think it's enough. So now I will mix colors for the trees. Warm greens. So I put yellow, yellow ochre, burnt sienna, and a little bit of blue. While it's still wet, yeah, you see how it spreads nicely. So I'm gonna change the color because I see it's too cold, and I will be constantly changing the color actually. While it's still, so it is wet on wet technique. While it's still wet, it creates this beautiful effect, air perspective. So here in the corner, I'm adding more pigment because it should be darker, and just some shadows inside. Okay, and now I will add, hope it's not too dry. It's already dry. Okay, let me, because I need mountains. So I will just add some, I will pre-wash it again, just to have this nice soft blending of colors. And I'm gonna mix the color for the mountain. It's blue and burnt sienna. I will put it here, yeah. So those are mountains behind the houses. And they have this nice soft transition. Oh, that's also here. So I can continue with adding the trees on the left. And closer to the field, I'm adding warmer colors. I'm adding some shadows in the already painted trees. It's half wet. Later I will add some shadows here. Okay, let's continue to the field. I'm just pre-washing again the lower part to make this soft transition. I'm lifting off some paint here. To give more air. . Okay, so I'm gonna pre-wash the entire area here down. From the houses, here as well. And I can start already adding colors of flowers. So I take the red, mix it with yellow and alizarin crimson. So this will be the background color for the poppy field. Yellow with alizarin crimson mostly. So now I will wash also this part here, entire field. Soften this edge. Okay. So again, yellow. Yellow and red. More yellow. Yeah. So I'm leaving some space for greens. I will introduce some greens. I use this orange color around the masking places where I put the mask. Then later it will be looking like glowing these colors. Yeah, I think it's enough with orange. I will add some red here in the foreground. And now I will introduce green, warm green. Well, it's still wet. I'm adding green, and somewhere I use cold green, somewhere warm. So I'm just covering all these white spaces that left. It's a thin layer of green. Later we'll add some darker tones. I'm also adding green here in the background. It's still possible somewhere. I will lift here, colors there to green. And now I will add again, I will come back to the nice orange color. I'm taking yellow, mixing with red. And I'm adding it in the places where behind those masking rubber spots. Okay, perfect. And now I will just spray a little bit of water, just simply water, to create texture. So now it's time to cover the color of the building. I mix yellow ochre with a little bit of burnt sienna. And yellow. I'm changing colors. And I'm covering completely this front wall. And the distant house as well. I'm adding a little bit of black and covering the distant house. Oh, yeah. So now I can cover the gaps in the trees that I have created by lifting off the colors on the left. And I can add some small details in the field, in the background. Brighter colors, more vivid colors. Just in some places. I'm changing tones, using red and yellow mostly. I'm making the background more vibrant, background of the field. And I will just spray a little bit of colors here, like closer, yeah. Okay. There is too much, we don't need it on the sky, in the wall. Okay, now I can start with covering the roof. It will be a mix of burnt umber and yellow. And I will add a little bit of black to cover this roof. Background. Yeah. And finally I can cover this part, so I will start by washing the roof. Will be orange, light orange. So while it dries, I can cover shadows in the trees. Okay, now it looks like the paint dries enough, so we can rub off the masking fluid. I just do it with the finger. Yeah, painting is quite dry, so it peels off easily. And we have here nice white paper underneath, preserved for our flowers with maximum vibrance. Also the windows. Okay, it's done. Now we have this white space to give the maximum vibrance to flowers. And yep, I will clean the palette to prepare mixes for flowers. Okay, so let's start. I will mix this yellow. I will have enough of this yellow. And then alizarin crimson. And the red, yep. And more alizarin crimson. Mixed with this yellow. Yep. So I'm gonna get a smaller brush. More yellow again. And mixing with this red. And now I can start covering the flowers with different colors on the foreground. Giving them the maximum intensity. So I'm mixing yellow with alizarin crimson to get this nice orange. And then the red. Later, I will add some shadows inside these flowers that will have more volume. Every brush stroke. Diversifying the shapes of each flower. This is already maximum intensity. I'm covering all the spots left after masking rubber. And here we have contrast of saturation, when less saturated stains are contrasting with the vibrant colors applied afterwards. It looks like It is a little bit windy there, like there is some wind in the field, or maybe it seems to me. Okay, for now I will stop for a moment and we'll proceed with the details on the grass. I will need colors. I'll mix blue with yellow ochre and with burnt sienna. A little bit burnt sienna. I'm just adding a few lines here. Mixing again different colors. And then lifting off, not to have too much contrast. I will add some blue spots there as well. Ultramarine blue, just in some places. Oh, too much. It should look nice. Some places. Blue flowers. Okay, continue with warmer colors. Over here in the background. So I don't need to cover all the area with these greens, but just a few to create this feeling that this is a field of poppy flowers. Okay. I will add some burnt sienna and blue. I will spray just a few details here. Okay. And now I will add darker spots on the flowers. Not everywhere, selectively, randomly, just a few. And I will add some shadows under the flowers somewhere, stems. I will stop here in this moment. So, I will add some flowers in the background. And I will also add green gaps of grass in the background, somewhere here. So I'll mix it yellow with greens. And yeah, I add, instead of flowers, I use these white caps to add islands of grass. Covering here as well on the middle ground. So as you see, it's just a mixture of many colors, many forms, and in the end it should look like poppy field. So now I'm darkening some places inside the field which I consider too light. So I'm just covering them with more green. I think it's enough. Now I can concentrate more on the house itself. I will start with the shadow under the roof. I will need ultramarine, burnt umber, and alizarin for the shadow. It should be dark enough to show the contrast. Changing to more ultramarine. Okay, and I will lift off a little bit of paint here in this part to make the shadow transparent. And the same shadow here in the background. More water. Okay, and meanwhile I can cover the windows inside. Just take blue, mix it with a little bit of brown. And if you see, I left a little bit of white here. It looks better, much better. So the same I will do here as well. And I will change the brush to... I didn't cover this wall enough, so I need to do it now. Just take the yellow ochre and cover it, and I leave the white line as I did it before. Okay, it's just yellow ochre. I can add here on the wall some spots of the paint, which is fresh. Let me take the burnt umber and I will cover this window or door. Again, leaving white vertical line here and green to cover this part. Okay, and also blue. As you see, with this contrast, the sun appears on the building and you can see this nice sun effect. And ultramarine on this window. And some brown here. Okay, let's do something with this wall. I think I need to cover this wall here with one color. And the chimney also. We'll cover it with orange and then later I will change it. Okay, perfect. Just to relax a little bit, I will shift to the trees and I will add just a few shadows here. Because it's still too flat there. So I'm just mixing greens, warm greens. And I'm adding different stains. I'm letting them dry. And closer to the roof to emphasize the contrast. Now I will add shadow on the middle house. I will need just ultramarine, I think. Ultramarine and a little bit of yellow ochre. So I will separate this roof from the roof on the background. Just adding a little bit darker value. Okay. And I think I will add the same values here on the roof. Just in some places. I will need yellow. And red, yeah. So some details on the roof. And the shadow on in the chimney. stain on the house. 1, 2. Three. Okay. And here. Yeah. And now this roof. Okay. Just some details here. In front of the house. Okay, and the window. Here. Just a few trees here behind this house. Okay. Just a stain on the wall. And the same here. The distant house. I think I will add some colors to this wall. It's too white. Okay. Let me touch these greens here on the left. I think I will add more yellow. And here. Okay, and now I will add some branches of the trees on the left. Here in gaps. And here. This is too dark here, but okay. I'm gonna blur it a little bit. Nice. So I will cover these white places with lemon yellow because they're too bright. So now I will add some more poppy flowers in the foreground. And in the background, just darker spots. Okay. And dark points. Okay, now it's time to unite composition in many places. So just take the damp brush and I just wash it around like this. And then I lift the colors like this, yeah. To get rid of many contrasts on the background especially. Should be soft. So I'm decreasing the amount of contrast on the picture. uniting just a few areas. Softening contrasts in the background between the house and the flowers. We don't need here much contrast. Softening also shadow. In the foreground. Some places. I will add here a few shadows. It was too much. I have lifted off too much. So there are some shadows. Should be here. We'll add some color to the shutters. I think I'll do it green. Yeah, it's better. Right. And I will add shadows in the windows. This is already maximum, the darkest parts. Okay. And I will add here shadow, not shadow door or something like that. And the small vertical line on the house. Yeah, I think it looks like it's already done. Just a few improvements, more air here and in the background and here between the houses. I'm just lifting off some paint to get more air. And the darker contrasts, I think, over this house. I forgot about them. Yeah. I think it's enough. Yeah, the picture is almost ready. Just lifting few contrasts. Mixing them together. Okay, it's done. And now we can check it, how it looks like in the frame. Okay, let's see again. This is it was the first lesson. Oh, I still have many lessons here. Oh, the lavender field. Oh, this should be nice. This we'll do later. And now let's see how it looks in the frame. Untaping the picture. I will put it firstly in a nice passepartout. Okay, let me see. Yeah, this is exactly what I need. Okay, let me see it. Yes, good. Yeah, voila. This is Provence. First lesson from the book Watercolor Trip to France. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. It looks nice in this frame. So thank you for your attention and see you next lesson.